Remington Park Update is sponsored by the Thoroughbred Racing Association of Oklahoma.
Welcome to the Thoroughbred season of the Remington Park Update. I'm Jim Byers. The next race meeting runs from late summer to early winter at the Oklahoma City track, and it's packed with major Thoroughbred highlights that you'll want to witness in person. Opening day is Friday, August 18th, and the stakes action begins that night with the $100,000 Governor's Cup. Late-running crowd favorite Rated R Superstar took the Governor's Cup for the second straight year in 2022. He was 9 years old when he last won the Governor's Cup, which was his final appearance at Remington Park. Owner Danny Caldwell recently retired as stable star, who earned more than $1.8 million in his 8-year career. The stakes lineup continues on Friday, September 8th, with a pair of races for progeny of stallions registered with the Oklahoma Stallion Registrar. 3-year-old males go 7 furlongs in the Oklahoma Stallion Colton Gelding Handicap. Their sophomore filly counterparts also contest that elongated sprint distance in the $50,000 estimated Oklahoma Stallion Fillies Stakes. Friday, September 22nd, features 3 added money events, all for Oklahoma breds on the turf. 3-year-olds and up go 5 furlongs in the Remington Park Turf Sprint. That's a $50,000 guaranteed test. State-bred fillies and mares 3 and up travel 7.5 furlongs on the lawn in the $50,000 Bob Berry Memorial. And the $50,000 Red Earth Stakes matches sooner-bred 3-year-olds and up at the same 7.5 furlong trip. The 2022 renewal saw a thrilling stretch duel featuring 2 Oklahoma champions, champion-aged male That's Something, and champion male turf runner Number One Dude.
Here's Number One Dude, and dipping inside, Tommy Hawk. That's Something's not finished either. It's Number One Dude, and That's Something. Here comes the line. It's going to be close, and Number One Dude will eke it out by a head over a game. That's Something.
Sunday, September 24th, promises to be a huge day of racing, featuring 8 stakes, topped by the $400,000 Grade 3 Oklahoma Derby. 3-year-olds clash at 1 1/8 on the main track. The 2022 Derby attracted a good field that included graded winners and a who's who of prominent national trainers. A last-to-first move by Rattle and Roll led to a drawing-out victory. He's gone on to win a trio of Grade 3s this year at tracks throughout the U.S. Also on the card, the Grade 3 Remington Park Oaks, a traditional fixture, the Remington Green, and 8 stakes in all, races on dirt and turf, route distances, and sprints. Continuing our look at the first groups of big thoroughbred races this year, Friday, October 20th is Oklahoma Classics Night. Many people look to the Classics Cup as the big race, but the thrills of thoroughbred racing can be found in many of the other 7 events. In 2022, then maiden Ghost Hero earned his first win in the $100,000 Classics Juvenile. And Reagan's Jet held on to win the Distaff Sprint despite a fast-closing rival on the outside. Also last year, a thrilling 3-horse finish in the Distaff Turf.
Final 16th, it's Run Slippy Run and Plenty of Vision. Run Slippy Run, Plenty of Vision. Plenty of Vision pulls the upset by a half length.
New editions of those races and much more on Oklahoma Classics Night, with more than $1 million in purse money, Friday, October 20th at Remington Park. Of course, there's much more thoroughbred racing that we'll cover in detail later in our broadcast schedule, such as major events for 2-year-olds, the Clever Trevor, Slideshow, and Don McNeil Stakes, and the biggest, the $300,000 Springboard Mile. For now, though, let's look with more detail at the big event on opening night. Here's Raceview Network's Keith Stahl-Borys with some more on the August 18th Governor's Cup.
The field for the first stakes event of this year's Thoroughbred meeting includes a horse that's already a major star at Remington Park. and trained by the nation's leading conditioner in the Money 1 category. Here are some contenders in the mile and an eighth $100,000 Governor's Cup. Kokomo hails from the Danny Pish training stable. He's a graded stakes place 6-year-old, having run third this year in the Steve Sexton Mile at Lone Star Park. During the same meet, Kokomo finished second in the mile and an eighth Texas Turf Classic. He's been in the money for more than half of his 28 starts, while earning north of $250,000 for owner Michael Baez. Jockey Jansen Melanson will ride Kokomo in the Governor's Cup. Robertino Diodoro will saddle Holden the LUTE in Friday night's feature race. The earner of $350,000 has been no worse than third in 19 of his 33 outings. With the exception of his last 2 races at Canterbury, a first and second in allowance company, Holden the LUTE has run his entire career at major California tracks. Owned by Charles Garvey, Holden the LUTE will have Isaac Castillo in the saddle for the Governor's Cup. A regular here and a multi-stakes winner at Remington is number 1 Dude. In fact, his first 3 races were victories at RP, 2 of those added money events. He's won stakes on both dirt and turf and at varied distances. Owned by Terry Westmere, number 1 Dude is now trained by Scott Young. He's never too far from the leader, but usually moves to the front in the home stretch, which can make number 1 Dude a thrilling finisher. Leandro Gonçalves has the ride on number 1 Dude in the Governor's Cup on Friday. Last year's leading thoroughbred trainer at RP, Carl Broberg, sends out the veteran 6-year-old SONNEMAN. A winner of 4 from 33 starts, SONNEMAN placed in a Grade 2 stakes at both Fairgrounds and Churchill Downs. He's run well at other major tracks over his career, including Belmont, Saratoga, and Keeneland. In the Governor's Cup, he has the riding services of Harry Hernandez. Many race fans are looking forward to the return of the 2021 Grade 3 Oklahoma Derby winner, WARRANT. From the stable of leading trainer Brad Cox, this 5-year-old has won 5 and been in the money for 14 of 18 races. He's traveled from Belmont to Santa Anita with 8 other stops in between, while amassing more than $1 million in earnings. In addition to his Grade 3 win at Remington and his Texas Derby victory at Lone Star, WARRANT, who's owned by Twin Creek Racing Stables, is known for his close second in the Grade 1 Santa Anita Handicap. WARRANT will be ridden by Luis Fuentes in Friday night's Governor's Cup at RP. In that test, a couple of similarities may be on WARRANT's side. The mile and 1/8 distance is the same as the Oklahoma Derby, as well as his number 3 starting position. I'm Keith Stahl-Voorhees for Raceview Network. Now, back to Jim Byers.
Thanks, Keith. And thank you for joining us for the Thoroughbred season on the Remington Park Update. We'll be back with more previews and recaps. For Keith Stahl-Voorhees and the RVN crew, I'm Jim Byers. Hope you come back for the next edition of the Remington Park Update.